it beggars belief that a nation that once ruled the waves, ruled Britannia, is now got a navy that rules the dry docks.
Andrew Neil is presenting The Times at 1 today. We've been talking throughout the morning about the government's delays to publish its defence spending, well, its defence investment plan, actually, and about how the Foreign Office has acted over the last week. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Why do you think that British forces were seemingly unprepared for what is going on right now? I mean, we're sending HMS Dragon to the region. There are reports it will take 8 days. It's not actually set off yet. Do you think we were underprepared, and why do you think we may have been?
Oh, we were woefully underprepared. I mean, underprepared to an extent that it's a national scandal. And indeed, what this conflict in the Gulf has thrown up is that our whole defence preparedness is a national scandal. And it's a national scandal for which the whole political establishment, Labour, Conservative and Liberal Democrats who were in power in the earlier part of the last decade, need to take responsibility. They are all culpable in making sure that although we are still the fifth or the sixth biggest spender of defence on the planet, that we do not have forces capable of defending these islands or of projecting power to where it's needed. And so, although you didn't have to be Mystic Meg to see what was coming between the US, Israel and Iran, we do not have a single warship in the Gulf. We have a base for warships, which has no warships. Even worse, given the exposure of Cyprus in the Eastern Mediterranean on the doorstep of the Levant, we do not have a single warship in the Mediterranean. I mean, it beggars belief that a nation that once ruled the waves, ruled Britannia, is now got a navy that rules the dry docks.
And yet James Murray, the government minister, this morning told us that the government was prepared. It was very well prepared.
We've managed to stop a single drone, though it actually in some ways got through in Cyprus. We've deployed F-35s against drones over Jordan. And so we shot down a $20,000 drone with a £250,000 missile. In what way are we prepared? In what way are we protecting the British citizens, both expats and holidaymakers who are in the Gulf? The Americans know all this, which is why they never asked us to take part. They simply wanted to use two of the bases they have on British sovereign territory. But they never asked us to take part because what? We would bring nothing to the table. Nothing.
We heard from somebody who has just resigned from the Foreign Office earlier at the top of this hour of the programme, who was reflecting on the attitude towards this kind of thing and really about the kind of legalistic leanings of the Foreign Office. Is that something that's always been present, do you think, in the FCDO, or is that a relatively new thing?
It's been lingering for a while. It was around under the last Conservative government, who I remember one cabinet minister saying we could never meet now in my department without at least two lawyers present. So it was underway then, the rule of, not the rule of law, but the rule of lawyers. But of course, it's reached its apogee under Keir Starmer, who is, of course, a lawyer himself and surrounded by lawyers and international human rights and international law lawyers. And it's become a situation, and this is why this government has got itself in a total mess from which I don't think there is any coming back now on this. In that when it came to a choice, when the Americans said, we'd like to use these two bases, but by the way, there's a lot of Labour flack going up at the moment, implying that Donald Trump asked us to be part of the attacks itself. There is no evidence for that at all. I've discovered no evidence either in London or in Washington. What he did ask for was the use of the two bases. Starmer got legal advice from, of course, Lord Hermer, who comes from that international law culture, that this would be illegal to do, so we stopped it. And yet it was clearly in the national interest that we allowed the Americans to use these two bases. It was all they wanted. But under this government, when the choice came between a somewhat nefarious international law and the national interest, the international law won. And then lo and behold, 24 hours later, there's a U-turn, and we say to the Americans, you can use our bases. I mean, shambles and embarrassment doesn't do it justice.
Well, I know that you will have more to say on this at 1 o'clock today, Andrew. We will be tuned in. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
That is Andrew Neil there, who will have the Times at 1 today. Bye, Andrew.
Oh, well tried. He'd already gone. I think we need to get our buys in quick in order to get the bye-bye from Andrew. I'm going to email him. I'm saying these are dark times. These are difficult days we're living in. Is he back? Andrew, our listeners like it when you say bye-bye. So would you mind just saying bye-bye to us?
3, 2, 1, bye-bye.
Bye, Andrew.
And
it also cheers us up.
It does cheer us up.
It just makes us feel happy for some reason.
I love the fact that Edward said Andrew's the most informed voice on radio, but I'm just waiting for the bye-bye. So that, Edward, that was for you.
That was for you. We aim to please here on Times Radio Breakfast.
We do sometimes.